The Whispering Shadows Chapter 1, The Disappearance in the quaint town of Eldridge Hollow, nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, a chilling mystery began to unfold. The townsfolk had grown accustomed to their peaceful lives, but that tranquility was shattered when Amelia Hart, the beloved librarian, vanished without a trace. Amelia was known for her warm smile and passion for literature, often seen helping children discover the magic of books. Her disappearance sent shockwaves throughout the community, and a search party was swiftly organized. The local sheriff, Tom Bennett, a no-nonsense man with years of experience, led the investigation. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the town square, Sheriff Bennett gathered the townsfolk. "We need to stay calm and work together," he said. Amelia was last seen leaving the library around 5 o'clock. "We'll search the surrounding areas and check in with anyone who might have seen her." Among the crowd stood a young journalist named Claire Reynolds. Claire had recently moved to Eldridge Hollow, drawn by its charm and the promise of new beginnings. With her notebook in hand, she felt an instinctive urge to unravel the mystery of Amelia's disappearance. Chapter 2, The Clue. The next day, Claire joined the search party, combing through the dense woods that bordered the town. As they searched, she noticed something out of place, a small, weathered book partially buried in the leaves. Curious, she picked it up and brushed off the dirt. The title read Whispers of the Past, and it was filled with handwritten notes in the margins. Intrigued, Claire tucked the book into her backpack, determined to examine it further. As they continued the search, Claire caught snippets of conversations among the townsfolk. Whispers of strange occurrences and ghostly sightings hovered in the air. Some claimed that the woods were haunted by spirits of those who had disappeared long ago. Later that evening, Claire found a quiet spot in her small apartment and opened the book. The notes were a mix of poetry and ramblings, but one passage stood out. "In the shadows, secrets dwell, among the trees where whispers swell. Find the heart where silence reigns, and there, the truth remains." Claire's heart raced. Could this be a clue? She felt a surge of determination. The next day, she would return to the woods, guided by the cryptic message. Chapter 3, Into the Woods. As dawn broke, Claire set off into the woods with the book in hand. She retraced her steps, recalling the places where she had found the book. The deeper she went, the thicker the trees grew, and the air became heavy with an eerie stillness. Following the passage, Claire searched for a place that could be described as the heart of the woods. After wandering for hours, she stumbled upon a small clearing. In the center stood an ancient oak tree, its gnarled branches stretching towards the sky. She felt drawn to the tree and approached it, examining its trunk. It was then that she noticed a small hollow at the base, partially concealed by roots. Intrigued, she reached inside and pulled out a small, intricately carved wooden box. Claire opened the box with trembling hands. Inside lay a delicate silver locket, slightly tarnished but still beautiful. She opened it to reveal a faded photograph of a young woman, Amelia Hart. Claire's heart sank. Had she found something belonging to Amelia? Chapter 4, The Past Revealed. Returning to town, Claire showed the locket to Sheriff Bennett. His brow furrowed as he examined the photograph. "This is Amelia," he confirmed, his voice heavy with concern. But how did it end up in the woods? Claire recounted her discovery of the book and the notes inside. Sheriff Bennett listened intently, nodding as she spoke. "This could be a significant lead," he said. "We need to find out more about the history of this area. There might be a connection we're missing." The sheriff enlisted Claire's help in researching the town's archives. They spent hours poring over old newspapers and records, uncovering stories of past disappearances and strange happenings in Eldridge Hollow. Claire discovered that the town had a history of unexplained events, including the mysterious vanishings of several residents over the decades. As they dug deeper, they uncovered a chilling pattern. Each disappearance coincided with the appearance of a shadowy figure spotted near the woods. Some locals believed it was a spirit seeking revenge for a long-forgotten wrong. Chapter 5. The confrontation. Determined to find Amelia, Claire and Sheriff Bennett decided to return to the woods, armed with their newfound knowledge. As they ventured into the trees, the sun began to set, casting long shadows that danced around them. "Do you think we'll find her?" Claire asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Sheriff Bennett hesitated. "I hope so. But we need to be cautious. If there is something out here, we need to be prepared." They reached the ancient oak tree, and Claire felt a sense of déjà vu wash over her. The air was thick with tension as they searched the area, calling out Amelia's name. Suddenly, a rustling sound broke the silence. From behind the tree emerged a figure cloaked in darkness. Claire's heart raced as she took a step back. The figure held a lantern that illuminated its face, revealing a gaunt man with hollow eyes. "Leave this place," he croaked, his voice raspy and strained. "You must not disturb the shadows." "Who are you?" Sheriff Bennett demanded, stepping forward. "Where is Amelia?" The man's eyes flickered with a mix of fear and anger. "She is with the shadows now. You cannot save her. The forest has claimed her." Chapter 6. The truth unveiled. Claire felt a chill run down her spine. "What do you mean?" "What shadows?" she pressed, trying to understand. The man's expression softened slightly. "Years ago, I lost someone dear to me in these woods. I thought I could bring them back, but instead, I became trapped in this place. The shadows are the souls of those who have disappeared, and they whisper their secrets to anyone who dares to listen." Sheriff Bennett stepped closer, trying to maintain control of the situation. "We want to help Amelia. How can we do that?" The man hesitated, glancing around as if fearing the shadows themselves. "You must confront the heart of the forest. Only by facing your fears can you hope to release the trapped souls." With a sense of urgency, Claire and Sheriff Bennett exchanged determined glances. They needed to find the heart of the forest, the place where the shadows converged. The old man pointed deeper into the woods, mumbling, "Follow the whispers, they will guide you." Chapter 7. The heart of the forest. Guided by the man's words, Claire and Sheriff Bennett pressed on into the thickening darkness. The whispers grew louder, swirling around them like a haunting melody. They felt an otherworldly presence, as if the very trees were alive, watching their every move. Finally, they reached a clearing where the air felt charged with energy. In the center stood a stone altar, covered in moss and surrounded by flickering shadows. Claire approached cautiously, feeling an inexplicable pull toward the altar. "Amelia," she called out, her voice breaking through the whispers. "If you can hear me, we're here to help you." For a moment, silence enveloped the clearing. Then, the shadows began to swirl violently, and a figure emerged from the darkness. "Amelia," looking disheveled but alive. "Claire." "Sheriff," she cried, her voice filled with desperation. "Help me." Without hesitation, Claire rushed forward, reaching for Amelia. The shadows recoiled, but Claire held on tightly. "You're not alone, Amelia. We'll get you out of here." Chapter 8, The Escape. With Sheriff Bennett's help, they pulled Amelia away from the altar. The shadows writhed and twisted, angry at their intrusion. The old man's warnings echoed in their minds as they raced back through the woods, the whispers turning into anguished cries. "Don't look back!" Sheriff Bennett shouted. "Keep moving!" They sprinted through the trees, adrenaline pumping through their veins. The shadows chased them, but Claire and the sheriff pressed on, determination fueling their escape. Finally, they burst into the town square, the moonlight illuminating their path. The shadows dissipated at the edge of the woods, unable to follow them into the light. Chapter 9, The Aftermath. Eldridge Hollow was forever changed by the events of that night. Amelia was safe, but the town now carried the weight of its history. The disappearances that had haunted the community were acknowledged, and the townsfolk banded together to confront the past. Claire, now a local hero, decided to stay in Eldridge Hollow. She used her journalistic skills to document the town's history, ensuring that the stories of those lost would never be forgotten. As for Sheriff Bennett, he continued to protect the town, now with a deeper understanding of the shadows that lingered in the woods. And though the whispers still echoed in the trees, the townsfolk learned to embrace their history rather than fear it. Together, they forged a new path, one lit by the light of understanding and the bonds of community. In the heart of Eldridge Hollow, where shadows once whispered secrets of the past, hope and resilience now thrived, guiding the town into a brighter future.